Hi, in this video I'd like to show you all the things you can control in a running project, not just in terms of time, but also money. Now we're in the details of a project, and we're looking at the overview, which contains the most important information you should know about a project. Here's the total price of the project that was created by defining a budget when creating the project. Here you can see how much money is left for the project and the current balance of worked and estimated hours. Something that could be very interesting for you is that we tell you at the very start of the project what the expected profit and expected costs are, all assuming that nobody on the project team exceeds their planned time estimate. Right above this you can see the current profit and costs, which are broken down to people and external costs below. This means you can also see how much current profit people are generating and how much profit is generated from external costs. Right now I like to stop a moment at project costs, which are composed of costs for people and external project costs, as concerned costs for people. The way it works is that you add people at the company to Cost Locker and indicate their monthly wage and hours. We automatically calculate the hourly cost per person, adding the budgeted overhead costs of your company, which you also add to Cost Locker. Then we multiply this number of worked hours, giving the current cost for the project and allowing us to calculate the project profit. The Report tab provides detailed reporting about the current project status. You can track not only the current balance of worked hours versus the estimated hours, but also the remaining budget for individual people for activities and tasks. You can even change the table view to a graphic view where you can focus only on one financial metric. In this case, we're looking at how much of the budget is remaining for individual people for activities in the project. The red color of the graph immediately shows you which projects are already generating a loss. Let's move on to the Alerts tab, which is a function that will come in handy particularly for project managers. In Cost Locker, the default rule is set at 80%, which means if somebody exceeds 80% of their estimated time, it will pop up here. The same thing happens if they exceed 100% of their time. And you, as a project manager, are aware of this in time and can also prevent further escalation of losses. The next tab is the project budget. We spoke about this in a previous video, so I'll only mention one thing, which is the option of exporting the project price calculation to Excel by clicking on this button at the bottom of the page. Then you just add your invoicing data, upload your logo, and you can send it to the client for approval at the start of the project. Billing is another tab in the project details. This is where you can enter past or planned invoicing for the project. As a result, we know the revenue for billable projects, which is registered in another part of the application called Cash Flow. Future invoicing is registered in the part called Billing Outlook. This means you have an overview of what your company will be invoicing, for instance, over the next 2 months. But we will speak about this in detail in another video. Another tab is Rates. If you and the client agree that you will bill them something other than the standard client rates for the specific project, you can change the project rates for the individual activities here. The same applies if you agree on different rates with people that you pay by the hour. The last tab in the project Timesheet. This is where all the time worked by people working on this project comes together. In the upper left-hand part, there are 3 tabs. We are currently in the Summary tab. Therefore, below you can see the total time worked by individual people on the project. If we click on the Detailed tab, you will see the list of their work time day after day. And when we click on the third Weekly tab, we can see how many hours any given person worked on the project on any given day in the past week. You can also edit or delete saved records of work time in the project timesheet. Just click on the Detailed tab, and when you hover over the individual records, an icon will appear to edit or delete the record. If you want to add a new record, just click on the Add New Record button. All 3 overviews of work time can also be exported to Excel and sent to the client. In the next video, I'll show you how to conclude a running project and move it to finished projects. This is the only way you can compare this project to other projects based on profit, loss turnover, and other financial metrics.